Human life, integrity, laws and constitution, excellence, accountability, cooperation, problem solving, ourselves. These are the 8 core values of the Northern York County Regional Police Department, the values that these 3 officers held to the highest of levels. Detective Sgt. Cody Becker, Detective Mark Baker, and Detective Isaiah Emenheiser were the best of the best that ever served at Northern York County Regional Police Department. My name's Andrew Miller. I began with the department as an intern in the spring of 2011. If anyone ever worked in law enforcement, when the intern comes into a briefing, everyone turns and looks at each other. They're not sure who they're going to ride with. No one wants the ride-along or the intern. I had the pleasure of seeing the original 8-hour night shift crew. 2 of the standouts of that crew were Cody Becker and Isaiah Emenheiser. They were awesome. Isaiah was one that would often volunteer to have me ride along with him. As others turned their backs to me as I walked in, Isaiah would stand up and tell me, "Ride with me." Sometimes I'd have to hold his diet green tea and his clipboard, but I was grateful for the opportunity. I learned so much riding with him. I had the pleasure of riding with him in the year of 2011, where he ranked as one of the top municipal officers statewide in DUI arrest. He did this multiple years in a row. To see someone come to work every day and perform to the best of their abilities year after year after year is truly amazing. And Isaiah continued to do it multiple years in a row. I also never forgot riding with Isaiah. After he would make an arrest, he would take the time to speak with the individual in the back of the car and explain the entire process to them in a very compassionate manner. I will be forever thankful that Isaiah gave me the opportunity to ride along with him on a consistent basis. Not only did I learn a lot about DUI enforcement, but I also learned where to find chicken and rice bowls and where the best protein shakes were in York County. Isaiah will always be a large foundation of my career and my desire to seek employment with the department, and he set me up for success and was a great role model. Detective Mark Baker I also met during my internship, and he took the opportunity to spend time talking to me, introducing himself to me, and explaining different aspects of his job as a detective. After being hired with the department, I found myself frequently bothering Mark Baker. I was the young guy asking the veteran for assistance, but he was the expert. Search warrants, articulation, and help with investigations, he was the man that I would go to. As you heard Chief say, Detective Baker not only had impact with our department, but also he had impact worldwide. Acting as an instructor around the world, he was always busy. But Mark Baker would always be one of the first people in the office and sometimes the last to leave. I would always enjoy picking on Baker by saying, "Hey, Bake, you busy?" Not once did I hear him say anything other than, "No, what do you need?" This shows the type of coworker he was. No matter how busy he was, if I asked for help, he was willing to stop what he was doing and lend me a hand. Detective Sgt. Cody Becker. If anyone knows anything about wrestling in Spring Grove, you knew Cody Becker. Not only did Cody excel on the wrestling mat, but he excelled with the police department. I had the pleasure of riding with Cody as an intern, working side by side with him as an officer, and serving underneath him as my supervisor. The memories I have serving with Cody will be memories that I will cherish forever. Cody would constantly remind me of the one night when I set up a master plan. We had some troubled youth in North York Borough that I saw cross under the tunnel across to the sheets. I called Cody all excited. To set up this plan to tell me when the juveniles were back in the tunnel. Before I could even get out of my car, Cody shouted, "They're back in the tunnel," and I looked up, and the juveniles were running out the other side with Cody right behind them. I'm pretty sure he ended up catching all of them, and I never got out of my car. He constantly reminded me of this incident by calling me the faulty drain plug. There was another night at Morningstar Market where we had a call for a burglary in progress, and when I showed up, the individual was exiting the one door. I began chasing him through large piles of snow that were in the grass from a snowstorm that we just had. Cody drove around to the other side of the parking lot, and as I got out the other side of the snow exhausted, Cody was standing there waiting, once again catching the person that I had to chase. He would never let me forget that he had to clean up my messes multiple times. While working in Spring Grove, people always ask you, "Do you know Cody Becker?" At the start of my career, I would answer yes, and I'd find myself listening to stories for hours on end. As the time went on, I found out that I would typically say, "Nope, never heard of him," because I didn't want to sit there for 20 minutes. In the future, if someone asks me if I know Cody Becker, it's going to be reverse. I'm going to sit there and tell them about how great he was. Not only Cody, but Mark and Isaiah. All three of these individuals serve the community with excellence, pride, and honor. The community response that I've seen has been huge and absolutely amazing. Each of these guys would want the rest of the law enforcement community to honor their legacy by being inspired by their careers and continuing to serve the communities in their honor.